Ju-on, also known as the Grudge, is one of the most iconic Japanese horror franchises. It tells the story of the Seiki family, who after being brutally murdered, come back as spirits to kill all those who enter their home. And today, I'll be ranking all 9 Japanese films from worst to best. Not including the American ones, I haven't seen the 2021, or any of the shorts in that trilogy. This also excludes the Netflix series. Now, let's get to the ranking. Coming in dead last at number 9, we have the 2015 movie Ju-on the Final Curse. This is a continuation of the 2014 movie, which is just more Ju-on. Not that I'd complain, but it's more of the Toshio-focused Ju-on. The reboot timeline heavily focused on the character of Toshio, which isn't inherently a bad thing. However, I didn't enjoy this timeline all that much, and this is just more that movie. It's also oddly titled The Final Curse, and apparently its original title was just The Final. I guess if it was only titled The Final, maybe then I could not dislike it the way I do, but where it's called The Final Curse, I expected it to put an end to the series. I expected it to put an end to the curse, which it doesn't do. It's just another Ju-on movie. Nothing about it felt final in the slightest. At number 8, we have 2009's Ju-on Black Ghost. This installment is one of 2 spin-offs. It's about a little girl who's being cursed by the spirit of her unborn twin. It sounds pretty cool, and it really should have been. I can only imagine how great this movie could have been if Takashi Shimizu was in charge of it. I really love the idea of this movie, but in my opinion, it just wasn't that good. Like the Toshio reboot timeline, the Black Ghost White Ghost films are lacking all the scares and tension of the original 4, and the only real compliment I can give it is I like the little bit of body horror we got. That looked pretty cool. Coming in at number 7, we have 2009's Ju-on White Ghost. This installment is about a family who moves into a new home, and suddenly a mysterious curse turns the uncle into a predator. Yeah, that's never explained at all in the slightest. The movie features a new curse, not the unexplained predator curse that literally never gets brought up, but when the uncle eventually kills his family, the granny comes back as a basketball-carrying ghost, who kills a It has the least amount of ghost stuff, which is ridiculous considering it's a franchise about ghosts, but I think what kept this movie from being ranked lower than what it is the acting and the story. You could feel the fear and uncomfortableness felt by the uncle's victim. I forget her name. And no one wants to see a kid get hurt. At least, not like that. So yeah, I rank it slightly above Black Ghost simply for it being more emotional. It's not really an emotional movie, but you care a bit more. But really, these films are pretty equal. At number 6, we have 2014's Ju-on the Beginning of the End. This is the start of the 2-parter reboot timeline, and it tells the story of a young boy named Toshio Yamada, who dies and haunts his house until one day putting his spirit inside the house's new residence, Kaiko Seiki. Once Toshio is born, Takio eventually suspects the kid isn't his. He kills it and Toshio continues haunting. It's a fine enough movie, but I think it could have been better. Though I gotta say, I absolutely loved the new actress that had playing Kaiko. The original actress retired the role after playing her for 6 back-to-back movies, understandable, 7 if you want to count the short film, and I thought the new actress, along with the new Takio, were great. I really wish we got more of them, but unfortunately we didn't. This timeline was a real letdown. At number 5, we had Ju-on the Grudge 2. This movie is the 4th and final movie in the original timeline, and sees Kaiko set her sights on her newest victim. But this time, rather than killing her, Kaiko decides she wants her for something else. You see, this victim is pregnant, and using her, Kaiko can be reborn. If you've seen any of these movies, you know you can't escape the curse. And so in the end, Kaiko gets exactly what she wanted, which is kinda nice. Happy ending for our favorite little ghost ma. We're now entering the good movies. Beginning of the End was fine, as were the Black Ghost, White Ghost spin-offs, but this one, along with the rest we're gonna talk about, are really good. Coming in at number 4, we have 2000's Ju-on the Curse 2. This movie is what Halloween 2 is to the original Halloween. This installment is literally just a direct continuation of the first one. I'm talking seriously direct continuation. So much so that if it was tacked on to the first Curse movie, it would feel totally normal. Especially because there's only about 45 minutes of original content, with the first 33 being a recap. The recap might be a deal breaker for some people, but you can always skip past it. Or you could just skip the first Curse and watch this in its entirety, but I mean, why do that? Now entering the top 3, we have 2000's Ju-on the Curse. This is the very first time, not counting the 1998 shorts, that the Saiki family would haunt the screen. This made-for-TV movie tells the story of the Saiki family, how the wife and son were brutally killed, and the tragic fates that come to those who enter their home. It is a great movie, and man does Takashi Shimizu know how to build up scares and keep you at the edge of your seat. At number 2, we have the 2016 crossover Sadako vs. Kayako. Now hear me out, because I'm sure that some people would disagree with this, but I thought it was really fun. In this movie, we see the curses of Sadako and Kayako collide, and eventually become one. Now I'm not gonna lie, this is a horrible Ju-on movie. It is completely awful if you want a Ju-on movie. The only reason it's ranked as high as it is because of how much fun I had watching it, but boy does the Saiki family get played dirty. It's understandable, unlike Sadako, Kayako doesn't play around. If she wants you dead, you're dead. But this movie really just feels like a Sadako movie with a little cameo here and there by Kayako and Toshio. Ultimately it's a fun movie, not a good Ju-on movie, but pretty cool just the same. And finally, at the number 1 spot, we have the 2002 theatrical debut, Ju-on the Grudge. This is the first of the Grudge movies, but it's the third overall. You could watch this one on its own, but it does help if you've seen Curse, since some things are explained in more detail in those movies. Anyway, 2002's Ju-on the Grudge is more Kayako killing people in her cursed home, along with a higher budget and a more talented Takashi Shimizu. It feels like an improved version of Curse, which was already such a great movie. I love this franchise. At least the first 4. Ju-on is a must-watch horror series that I can't recommend enough. Thank you for watching my ranking. If you have your own, feel free to drop it down in the comments below, and I'll catch you next time. Have a nice day.
Looking for more horror fun?
You're goddamn right.
Then check out the VHS comic book series, a parody of the horror genre that follows the lives of 3 teens as they fight to survive a horror movie, where every day is loaded with blood, boobs, and buds. The first 2 issues can be found in the description below.
I was obsessed with the